Alright then guys, we are back. This is the dating timeline. I don't care what people feel like, I don't care about my own emotions, I care about the truth. And if you guys are really on some self-improvement and you're looking to better yourself, you shouldn't care about emotions. It's the truth that matters. Alright? That's what this channel is all about, it's the truth. And I don't know what agendas and scenarios and this everything with feminism and things and this Western world that's been pushed on people. It's not right, guys, and I don't really care. I'm probably going to get some hate on these videos. Bring it, man, because at least I'm sticking to the truth in this bitch.
Hi guys, I'm so sad right now because I just came to a realization. These past few days have been so hard for me, because you know how men say that women have toxic feminism, and you'll get to a certain age and no one will want to marry you and no one will love you. I feel like I've gotten to that point, guys. I was so hung on to this feminism thing, and I missed out on marriage and on children. And now I'm at a point in my life where I'm so bitter. I'm so jealous of people who have marriages because they are so happy.
Alright, let's get into it. So on the dating timeline, alright, we have a man and a woman. The green line on this graph being a man and the pink line being a woman. I've even tagged them of flower for the pink line, because that's what women will represent in this, and the oak tree of a man, okay? They're the best analogy I can use in this, okay? I'm trying to break it down so you understand it. Some of you are probably subconsciously gonna know this anyway, because I've not just put this out the air. This is biology, this is facts. If you ask your grandma what I'm about to discuss now, or this video, she's probably most likely just going to look at you like, yeah, that's normal. It's always been like that.
Your grandmama and your granddad live like them.
Obviously, I've covered it in detail. But you go ask someone else, a modern girl nowadays, these modern chicks are like hybrids, brother. It's not right. So, let's get into it, all right? So, we have the value, right? This is the value. Bear in mind, when I say value, I'm not just saying what I think is valuable. I'm saying the perceived value from the opposite gender. Okay? So, for example, before I get into this, a woman might think that her having a business or her having loads of money and she's 30, 35 years old and she's experienced and she's like, well, I'm valuable, I'm that woman. That's what you think is valuable. But that's not what men think is valuable. And don't get butthurt about it, even if you're a woman. At least this way you can understand it where it comes and you can implement this and get your dating life better. Or if you're already past the stretch, which happens, maybe you'll be able to give this information to your daughter so she doesn't make the same mistakes. We all have made mistakes in our lives and have to take accountability in the life of a man, and a woman is completely different. So that's just how it is. That's how God made us. Don't blame me, all right? I'm just here reporting, covering, doing the facts, right? So, 18, 25, 30 years and 40 years plus. That's all we need to do on this board. The value and the age. So this is how valuable they are perceived to the good agenda, okay? And then also the age is across this way. So as you can see, at 18 years old, okay, a female is in her prime. From 18 to 25, 24 I think it is, but they're in their prime, okay? And these studies have gone across the board. That's why when you see these Playboy, what's his name? Hugh Hefner, there's a reason he's that old and he's surrounded by chicks. Because he ain't bothered. He ain't bothered what the society thinks. The truth is this, males are attracted to that age category. So you could be butthurt as a woman and say, and try and make this fucking superstructure to make men feel guilty for pursuing younger women because you made bad decisions.
Stop it.
Or you can actually fucking understand this, maybe even turn it around depending what age you're at or what choices you've made, or even if you're already past it, at least you can stop your daughter making the same mistakes as you made, yeah? Women do struggle with accountability, but surely for your daughter or your offspring, you can swallow some accountability in order to make sure that their life's better. That's what it's all about, right? So, 18 years old, right? I'm referring to here as the flower, and the reason I'm referring to it as the flower here, because women are most valuable there. They're like a flower. That's their life. But with that high value comes dramatic in a short amount of time. Okay? I understand that might make you feel a certain way, chicks, and I understand, but I'm telling you this because this is how men perceive your value, okay? Darling, you can say you have a business and all this, and you think a man wants that. Like, okay, some men might want that, but do you really want a guy that's with you for your business? That's a feminine trait. You don't want to really be with that guy. You don't want to be with a guy that's with you for your money. And that guy is not even a real guy. He's like, how can a man be a gold digger? What the fuck is that? Ladies, this is to help you as well, okay? This is where you need to make something happen. From when you're 18 to 25. Look, you might have a couple of years fucking around, okay? I get it, people can maybe, but your gap of fucking around is a lot smaller than what a man's is. And that's just how life is, unfortunately for you girls. So you can't have that hot girl summer and then try fucking catch something after, and you might be lucky enough to, but your pond and it's gonna go smaller and smaller and smaller. And usually what happens with this is women get more bitter. Women are most valuable, 18 to 25 years old, most valuable to men when it comes to the dating timeline. That's what men perceive, okay? So, as we go through to 25 years, okay, at 25, okay, in Asia, they refer to you as Shinsu, which is leftovers, okay? Just because we're in Western times, I don't give a damn what Western society and agendas push on you. This is worldwide. It's the norm. Okay, just because you want to be a boss bitch. At 25 years old, really, you want to be, if you're a chick, thinking, fuck, okay, I'm 25 now, I need to find an ideal man. From 25 years to 30 years, women's value is decreasing, okay? This is how it is in the dating market when it comes to men. If you've not got a male by 25, what's happened? Really, what's happened? Because you've been in your most valuable period here and you couldn't obtain a man? Or you may be bad. It's going to perceive as you're a bad decision maker. So let's go as we go now. So we're hitting your value's decreasing 25 to 30. Let's say you hit the 30 mark now. Yeah, you're a chick and you hit the 30 mark. Okay, let's say you have no kids. Cool, that's more valuable than a chick that has kids, really. But if you're 30 years old and you have not got a man and you've got like 2 kids off 2 baby dads, or whatever's going, you have to understand how men think. They're not going to tell you direct, darling. They're not going to tell you direct because they want the coochie, or they're being nice in order to whatever. They're not going to tell you this, but you need to know this. And the fact is, the reason why is because let's say that you got 2 kids off 2 different baby dads and you're 30 years old now and you're back in the dating market. Subconsciously, men won't tell you this, but they know you're a bad decision maker. That proves to a man that you're a bad decision maker. So you really do need to take that into consideration. And I don't care about your feelings, I care about the truth. If you actually take the sting off your emotions about what I'm discussing right now and implement it and try work on it like men have to do, your life's going to get better. In fact, I'm going to argue you're going to have the edge on the majority of these chicks. Even chicks that are perceived as hotter as you, or even slightly younger. If you understand this and you want to start understanding what men want, you're going to be in the top 10-20% of women regardless if you're a fucking 9 or a 10. At 30 years old, the reason why, okay, at 30 years old, darling, you start creeping into something called menopause, okay? And menopause is it's bad for the man, because the man doesn't want to be around a chick that's hormones is changing, that's declining in being able to have children. All the values the man seeks is declining. So your value to the man is declining. So you need to make the most of your timeline, okay? I'm trying to be like direct and cushion the blow a little bit. I understand that, but this is facts, man. This is how the fuck it is. So boom, that's a quick rundown of how the woman's is, and that's why it's the flower, okay? From 18, what you're gonna understand this, a guy doesn't care what you own or what you've got or experience or this and a guy will marry a chick from McDonald's that has nothing, that's just innocent, loyal and pretty. You with me? When chicks want something of a man, they want this, which is why I've got to cover this in a minute for men, because they need to know what women want. So that is it, okay? If you're a chick and you're here, these chicks here, let me explain this. You know the chicks in this cat, or even like heading into this because they know it. These are the chicks that are gonna go, oh, you're a predator. You like younger girls. That's because they know they fucked their most valuable years up. So they're trying to create some form of fucking superstructure to make you feel guilty for pursuing younger girls because they can't take accountability.
Gotcha, bitch.
This is what I'm saying, lads. This is just the fundamentals of it. I'm gonna cover female nature another time, but it's not what you fucking think, bro. So That's a quick rundown of the woman's one. So let's go, and that's why I called it a flower. On the oak tree, right? Men at 18 years old, okay? A man at 18 years old. You've left school, okay? Girls don't want to be with you because you've not got no perceived value of what they perceive. You might be good looking, but they don't want to be you. That's why they always constantly go with guys that have achieved some stuff. 18 years old, you go into work, you're almost a hindrance in the workplace. You've got no skills, limited education, you don't really know what you're doing. That's why, you get apprenticeships and all this. So even when it comes to bettering yourself as a man, you're not very valuable. To women, you're not very valuable. Like you are at 18 years old, it's a fucking rough place to be, bro. So 18 years old to 25 years old for a man. Men are least valuable when they are 18 years old to 25 years, right? That's why you're on a slow climb up. And the reason being because you've got to work for it. You don't know what life is. You might be living at home. You've got to build. You've got to, like, even if you are living at home and let's say you got given a car and all this and you come from a good background, cool. Like, parents should want to look after the children. But at the same time, don't let that blow your fucking head up because you've had no life experiences. And when push comes to shove and someone's dependent on you, if you're still dependent on someone else, you're not actually self-efficient because you've not been through the fucking war that makes you as a man, okay? So, and there's no way of going around this. Yes, it's complex and it fluctuates out, i.e. you might have a car that's perceived as valuable, he might have had some life, whatever. This is the fundamental basics of how it goes, but it does vary, okay? So, 18 to 25 years old, men are least valuable. Now, 25, this is in general, okay, in general, but men's value from 25 to 30 is increasing. Reason being, they get more experience with women, okay? See how it's the opposite. The more experience women get with men, the less desirable they become to a man. The more experience a man gets with a woman, the more desirable he becomes for a woman because he's experienced. The life of a woman and a man are just opposites. And it's not like, oh, they're just different. They are literally opposites. When you start looking at masculine and feminine and the polarity and what actually attracts them, they're just opposites. We're going to cover polarity in another video, but I'm throwing that in there just to throw a little seed in your head for when I do. So, yeah, at 30 years old, right, man's value is increasing at 30, right? And guess what happens after 30 as well? Give. You're putting the work in. Give that you're doing in your heart what God wants you to do. So even at 30 to 40, check how it goes. Women's value dramatically decreases, yeah? Man's value continues to increase. So it just keeps going up and up. And if this board was even bigger, it'd go up even more if you're putting the work in. Start living as a fucking man and living the man's life. So that's a quick rundown of here, okay? When it comes to women and men, they are opposites. Women dramatically, but they have about 12 years to get this right. Now it does vary. Some women can make themselves look more youthful than others. I get that. Some women, I'd argue, even look hotter when they're 27 when they're there because they've made themselves hot. But it doesn't define biological instincts. Okay, it doesn't. It's how the fuck we're wired. The value is based on what the other gender perceives as valuable. Okay, the more adversity a man has to deal with, and he deals with it and doesn't just brush it off and is fearful of it and just tries to hide away in life that happens, and he's like taking it on and he's growing and he's really, really on that shit, he's going to become a better man. Okay, so the more heartbreaks he gets through chicks, he's going to become a better man if he uses it the right way, which is, I really do think the pain in life pivot, it makes boys or men. Okay, depending on how you deal with it. So the more pain you go through, loss, family members might die, chicks might leave your ass, you might get rejected in life when it comes to jobs, all that stuff, yeah, because no, we're gonna get no handouts, no strings. That is, a man is made for you to take that and put it into you like, fuck it, let's go it, it's on me, ain't no one coming to save me, man, I've got to do this. The more shit a guy goes through, yeah, and deals with it correctly, he's going to grow, and he needs that in life, or he's just going to be the same old guy, okay? With chicks, it's the opposite, bro. It's the opposite. The more shit they deal with, the more guys they buy, the more relationships they have, the more jobs, and the older they get, and life like takes a hit on them. I'm serious, bro. They grow bitter, mate. They grow bitter, and it's just how they are. And I do think it stems from the female nature of them struggling to take accountability. I say struggling, I'm trying to be polite. Women are delicate. Women, you have to protect your purity, okay? If unless you're not gonna get what you want out of life when it comes to a man. Okay, so ideally, when you're 18 to 25, darling, you want to be looking for a guy that loves you and is going to look after you. Because when you start entering here and here, I'm telling you, if he's doing the work, he's going to have options. Studies show that women who have had intercourse with more than 5 men, right, psychologically, they struggle to bond with partners, okay? And I think there's a few reasons for this. I want you to look at it. There was an amazing analogy I got, right? I want you to look at it this way. Imagine a bit of tape, okay? This is the truth, I'm telling you. Imagine a bit of tape, okay? So let's say it's a virgin and it's really sticky, bit of tape, whatever. You put it on the table, okay, and it sticks pretty well, right? The more times a woman has sex, this stickiness goes. So now you're left with a bit that doesn't stick. Okay, so she can't bond with you. And there's loads of reasons for it. If she's had sex with multiple men that had loads of different traits, what's going to happen is, psychologically, she'll be dating these other guys. He's taller, he's more, got more charisma, he's richer, he's funnier, he's this, he's that. And when she's dating all these men, right, they've all got different traits. She's looking for a guy that has all these traits. And that motherfucker don't exist. He don't exist. Like, the perfect guy doesn't exist. And if he did exist, he probably ain't going to pick your ass. You know, this delusion.
Why are you running?
So when a woman's had sex with more than 5 men, she actually loses the capability of being able to bond with future partners. That's why the purity is what's biologically attractive to a male. The woman's best interest from here to stay loyal to a guy, use her femininity as a superpower to build him into the man that he can be. But women in general can't take accountability and they're bad decision makers, which is why they need a man to lead them. But not every man, which is what they jump on. They ideally want a man that's on this growth, okay? A man that is trying to become the best man he can, okay? Trying to become as high value as he can. So in regards to this video that I've covered today, I understand there's a lot of uncomfortable truths that I'm putting in this, and I've probably swayed off topic. Usually when I do this, I've got bullet points to go off. It's a bit easy for me, whereas this, I've just kind of put it on the board and just freestyled with it, okay? Take what value you can out of this. Women, don't get butthurt, okay? Be smart. Don't be like the rest of these chicks and be like, let's fucking go and jump on that feminine wave. The only one that's going to suffer from that is you. In the long game, you're going to suffer from that. When you want to do that boss bitch shit and you haven't got a guy and you're 35 and you're 40, and if you have made bad mistakes, cool, just don't lie to your daughter because you can't take accountability of your own feelings. Let me do the quick rundown on this. My conclusion on this is, men, you have to graft, right? You are going for the long game here. This is delayed gratification. This is the 10-year, the 20-year stretch. You're putting a brick in a day, you're building that. Trust me, this is what you want to do. Even with a man, you need to be going through adversity, taking risks. Don't be scared. Don't be fearful. Fuck it, man. With chicks, you have to guard your femininity, your purity. Okay, this is the whole reason why in marriage a man will walk down a father will walk down the aisle and hand his daughter over to the male. Okay, because it's his responsibility now. Because it's his leadership qualities that she's going to follow and go through his masculine frame. Listen, guys, don't be falling in no frame of no chicks, because I tell you now, she'll chew you up, she'll be a shell of a man, and it's just going to break you down. So, look, this is today's video. It was a quick one. It's a bit different to what I usually do. This one is this is the dating timeline when it comes to modern dating. You can hate me, you can do this. It doesn't matter. Go ask your grandma. She knows it's fucking true. It's Rob the Mech. Thank you for clocking in. Boom, boom.